Hi, I'm Shelly Crafter. We're coming to you live on SNN Live. We're at the Cambridge House California Resource Conference 2013 right here in Indian Wells, California. I have with me Dr. Michael Berry of Discovery Investing. He is a featured speaker, newsletter writer. Michael, I want to get right into it, but welcome back to SNN Live.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be back.
It's good to see you.
Yeah.
You look great.
Thank you.
Question.
Yep.
What are you speaking about as the featured speaker? Let's not talk about panels yet.
Okay.
I just want to know what you have to say.
Yeah, I'm today just did my keynote, and I talked about what it was called a turn of the tides. And the turn of the tides, Shelley, is about in the next 5 years how this country is going to change, what's going to happen to the U.S. currency, what will happen to consumerism in the United States, what will happen in Congress. All of those issues are going to come together to force a big change for investors in this country.
You have indisputably a take on the American economy that's a standalone. You got it down. I want you to give to our audience your opinion for the next 5 years.
Well, I think, as I have said in my speech, I think in the next 5 years, the power of the U.S. dollar will wane. I think we'll have increased debt levels. You know, we now see entitlement spending at 69% and way above where it can be sustained. We're going to have more debt. We're going to have a Congress in the next 5 years that simply can't agree to agree. And right now we have a president that wants a fight. And that's where we are right now. It's a very difficult situation.
But he, as well as maybe he wants to fight, he's a lame duck president. And that speaks volumes, especially with the fact that there's an election coming up in less than 2 years, correct?
Yes. I think the issue there, from my perspective, is he would like to see the House go Democrat. And if the House goes Democratic, then we will have a Democratic House, a Democratic Senate, and a Democratic administration. And we'll see major changes in terms of entitlement spending, increases in entitlement spending, and decreases in military spending and so on at that time.
So what do you recommend as a professional in your field should we do?
Well, the most important thing, and that's what I try to do every time I'm here, is education. Educating the voter. Educating all the voters, the young people especially, that their future is at stake, their economic future. The intrusion of government into the economy is significant, and it's negative for most of these people. So we need to educate. We need to have people who vote and understand what they're voting for and understand what the issues are.
You know, I'm going to bring something up. When President Obama was first elected as president, it was really a landslide of the young voter. And then during the course of his first term, the price of gasoline alone went from $2 and change to $4, almost $5 per gallon. So those same young folks who are struggling to pay their loans back, who are struggling to find a job in this economy, are now having a struggle to be able to buy gasoline to go out on Saturday night. What's your perspective on that?
Well, look, my perspective is this. The tax system is blatantly unfair. It needs to be totally reorganized. I don't know how many tens of thousands of pages there is in the tax system. So half the country does not pay taxes or pays very little taxes. And that's how power is maintained. So I think the tax system has to be completely revamped in this country. And that's going to be a very difficult thing to do.
But isn't President Obama trying to do that now?
No, I think President Obama is demagoguing, and what he's basically saying is that the rich are bad, and the rich being defined as anybody that makes, any husband and wife that makes more than $450,000 a year, they should be taxed further. And many of these people are the people who have taken risks, have built great businesses, have hired people, and it's just the wrong thing to be doing at this time for the president. And that's what I meant when I said he's looking for a fight.
So now let's segue from your economic discussion, and we're at a resource conference. Now we've got all of these juniors, a lot of which are having a struggle to get financing. A lot of them are in Canada. And what do you think about what's going to happen to them?
Well, that's a very pertinent question, because we are, in fact, at a resource conference populated mainly by Canadian companies, and it is the most difficult time for any of these companies. Most of them have no revenues and no profits, no cash flows, and some of them don't even have a resource, don't even have a mine yet, and they can't raise money. And I know that firsthand. I think you know it firsthand too. So a lot of these companies are going to disappear, and when that happens, the price of these commodities, because the exploration side of it comes off stream, the price of many of these commodities is going to go up a lot. And so we'll go through that cycle again, but we'll go through it with fewer companies.
Well, now, let me just add to that discussion. Let's throw in greater regulatory oversight, and then let's throw in program trading, algorithmic trading, and shorting that's also affecting these small companies.
Yeah. All of those are headwinds. I call them headwinds because they inhibit the ability of management to make good decisions. So because of a lot of those things, decisions are poor in terms of the moving forward of the companies, and that in itself knocks down companies. We need to have a government, and I think both in Canada and the U.S., that recognizes just how important the junior mining industry is and how we can streamline it so that financing can be had at a reasonable rate for these companies.
Now, tell us about your newsletters.
Well, we write a newsletter called Morning Notes. I've been writing it for 12 years now, and very fortunately I have my son Chris, who has joined me, and he's become a very good writer, and he's focused on energy metals more than anything. But we also have a system we call the Discovery Scoreboard, where we crowd score companies independently. So large crowds come in and score a given company based upon 10 factors, and then we rank these companies from top to bottom.
What's that website?
That website is www.discoveryboard, one word, discoveryboard.com.
And what are the other two websites? Or at least one.
Yeah, www.discoveryinvesting.com, and Chris's is housemountainpartners.com.
Good.
So, yeah.
So your take is we better go to work in 2013 to make things better for these junior resource companies.
Yeah, I think that every investor, it's necessary for every investor to think about which companies are going to be sustainable and which companies are not, and it's incumbent on every junior resource company executive and every investor to get with their parliamentarians or their congressmen and really get the ability figured out of how to regulate these things, because right now it's a very unfair regulation scheme.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Michael Berry of Discovery Investing. He's a featured speaker at Cambridge House and many other conferences, I might add. And he's a very, very well-read newsletter writer. I'm Shelly Craft. This is SNN Live. We're at the Cambridge House California Resource Conference 2013 in Indian Wells, California. Michael, always a pleasure.
My pleasure, Shelly. Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome.